Now, for a man of God, the standard should be suspicion. Don't keep the opposite sex as a personal secretary. Hello family, this is Pastor Gideon. If you are interested in the word of God, you are in the right place. Today we are talking about sex scandals, how to save yourself from it and avoid it altogether as a young minister or as a serious Christian who wants to fulfill God's purpose for your life. If you are a pastor, you are a young minister, and you are already having sex with a person you are not married to, I want you to know you are rearing the lion that will eat you up in a few days, weeks, or months. It won't be fun when it comes roaring back at you. And if you've not gotten into it yet, please watch this and save yourself from the evil that has taken many ministries and ministers down, and it is yet to take many more down because of this contemporary evil time that we live in. In this video, I'm going to quickly share how you can avoid scandals as a young minister. Also, how if you are already caught in the web of illicit sex, how you are going to break free of those scandals and set the record straight and be able to do better moving forward. Now, whether you like it or not, the number one sin that breaks most ministers of God and halts their ministry is sexual sins. You are more likely to walk free after you lie or cheat someone as a pastor. Now, we are not promoting these sins, but when you fall for sexual sin, it is not over. Listen, it may just have taken 10 minutes or 30 minutes. No matter the time, one act like that is not over. It could just be the end of everything God has begun with you. So you need to watch it and be very, very vigilant. Not to say forget about those other sins. No. Grow holistically, perfecting yourself in your walk with God, avoiding all those things. But most importantly, you have to watch the scandal that comes with sexual sins. The reason you need to pay attention is this. Pastoring makes it easy for you to fall by sexual sin. The first thing is that it makes all kinds of ladies available to you. And whereas it is difficult for people to approach them in the world, in pastoring as a work, one of your hazards is that you are going to get to interact with all kinds of ladies as a man and all kinds of men as a woman. Your work makes it easy for them to get close to you and to open up to you. You see, you are their pastor and they must trust you and they must love you. So they will call you nice names, daddy, Gio, pastor. Meanwhile, these people that are so submitting to you may be people that would have tempted you if you were in the world. They are your type of ladies you would have wanted to have a relationship with. But here are they all submissive before you. How are you going to avoid it? 1 Timothy 5:2 says, the elder women treat them as mothers, the youngest as sisters with all purity. See, this is one of the things that makes it very difficult for pastors to stay away from sexual sins. The second thing is that many of them will love you genuinely. You will have a lot of opposite sex people loving you genuinely and will be at your beck and call. Think about this. Now, there will be some that will not even mind having sex with you. They are called strange women in the book of Proverbs. Now, every ministry with over 20 girls, if you're a young minister, listen to me. Every ministry with over 20 girls is likely to have one or two of such strange women among the women. And that is what makes it dangerous for pastors. The third thing that makes many pastors fall to sexual sin is their resources to fund their lust. In fact, when you are small, you don't have members, you are looking to be able to strive in the ministry, you may not think about sex and sexual sin. But the moment you begin to have members, you begin to have different kinds of people, it also will come with money. And this money will be able to help you fund your lavish lifestyle. And if you have a sex problem, you will be able to fund it effectively. Because you will be helping people, you will be giving money to people, and people will be visiting you and being indebted to you. Now, the moment you have this relationship with people that you have helped and they are indebted to you, even to the point that someone to give their whole selves to you, you stand a chance of falling to sexual sin if you don't have self-control. If you already had a problem struggling with lust, you are likely to be seriously tempted when such a thing happens. Ecclesiastes 10:19 says, A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. So if you really were a person of lust when you were in the world, or even as a pastor you were entertaining lust, now that you have money, listen, it is ready to fund it. And many pastors do get money. So if you have money, think of what is going to happen. Money can amplify your lust and make you do wild things you couldn't do when you were broke. That's why many pastors fall. And the last thing is that besides everything, you have the devil looking to entrap you with a scandal if he can't stop you from being a minister of God. One of his best shots in disgracing you is with a scandal, and a sexual scandal at that. Now, this is going to make people not want to listen to you. It may even get you arrested or disgraced. And if you don't take care, when these things happen, you will not be confident to preach Jesus anywhere, because it is going to be everywhere. The devil will make sure that he propagates it everywhere. Sexual scandals can totally shut you down and can easily put you out of ministry permanently, because everybody sees you and all they remember is that thing that you did. Now, as you are speaking, listen to me. The devil has the sex tapes and audios of certain ministers of God, and the only thing he's waiting for is for them to become big. Then he will launch it out for them. He's going to put it on national television. He's going to put it on big YouTube channels. And that's how they are going to run into hiding. So measure your steps from now. If you know you have a purpose with God in the future, make sure you watch out everything. Watch this thing critically. Notice the points we are going to mention. Learn from them so that the devil doesn't set you up for tomorrow. The first thing is that you must always pray that God will help you not to fall to illicit sex. Yes, whether you have a lust problem or not, it doesn't matter. When it comes to sexual scandals, it can just happen with a blink of an eye. You will be surprised that you have been caught and recorded. So what do? Make sure you're always praying to God for grace to help you. The worst thing you can do is to get proud over sexual sin and say, me, I don't fall, I can't fall, me, I don't have this problem. The next moment you realize is that you have slipped and you have been taped. So never become complacent with sexual sin. Always depend on God to help you. Now, we have a video on how to overcome sexual sin. I'll link it here in this video. You need to go back after this video, or even stop at this point and go and watch it. It was specially dedicated to people who want to know how to stay away from sexual scandals and sexual sin. Make sure you go through it thoroughly. Yes, in there you are going to learn how not to see sexual sin as normal and something to be enjoyed, because at the end it is going to bring death and distraction to you. It is also going to help you to know how to cut yourself from everything that fuels your lust, and also it's going to help you know how to receive strength from God always. Now, the second thing you must do to avoid sexual scandal as a young minister and a serious Christian is that you have to take some practical steps to avoid yielding to temptations. Don't just have a wish to be free from a scandal. Listen, the devil is fighting to put you in a mess. Your flesh can betray you on any day. So have practical steps in place. Now, if you know how devastating a fall to sexual sin could be to you, your ministry, and your loved ones, and how your body can disappoint at any point in time, you should always be ready to stay away from it by having systems in place that do not allow for you to fall for it. Some of the practical steps you can have is that, as a minister of God and as one that wants to go far with the Lord, don't keep the opposite sex as a personal secretary. Listen, if you are going to work for long hours, you are going to work late into the night, you are going to travel together, just you and that person, don't keep an opposite sex as a secretary or personal assistant. That closeness is going to breed intimacy that can make things happen. Listen, it can also raise suspicions even if nothing happens amongst you, and being accused is as worse as having done it. So avoid it altogether. Don't let it happen. Don't let people suspect that something could have happened between you and a member of your church or a member that is close to you. Don't keep opposite sex as secretaries or people that are close to you that you do a whole lot of things with for people to suspect you. Now, for a man of God, the standard should be suspicion. You don't have to do it, but then if people can suspect you that you have done something with another person, it is enough for you to declare yourself guilty. So make sure that in all that you do, there will be no level of suspicion in anything with a member. Also, limit your interaction to strictly ministry. If you have to interact with them, don't allow them to be too close to you. Don't break the code of formality where you go into informalities and talking about unnecessary things with members. That is going to soon show how weak your flesh is very soon. Now, the second practical step is that don't be in a closed room together with the opposite sex. Now, it doesn't matter what you are doing in that room, whether you are counseling with them, you are praying for them, or you are just friends, you are chatting. Never allow it. Avoid it. Make sure that if you are going to be in a closed room, you are going to be there with another person with you. That is going to help you avoid it. It is a good ground for seduction the moment you are together alone with the opposite sex. Now, even if nothing happens again, what if the person comes out and says that you tried raping them? Nothing happens, but you tried forcing and they tear their dress or something. So always make sure if you have to be with the opposite sex in a room alone, you will not be alone. You are going to come with somebody. If not, don't enter. Even when you visit your members in their homes, if you are alone and it is the opposite sex, don't enter. Meet, talk with them outside. Sit outside, finish the job you came to do, and just move. And this thing should be done with no exception. Don't think some people are different. No. If you want your sanity, just avoid it altogether. Now, the third practical thing is that don't make your home a free entry zone for the opposite sex. Don't be bringing ladies in anyhow. You say they are coming to wash, they are coming to cook for papa, they are coming to do these things. Listen, soon they will be entering your bedroom, and if somebody accuses you that this and that is happening, nobody will be there to defend you. Oh, and if they can enter your bedroom, lay your beds, wash for you, you say, oh, mama has traveled, do this for me. Oh yes, soon they will be playing all of mama's duties. Yes, because you actually found a substitute in the church. Oh, and finally, make sure that even when it has not happened, you subject yourself to accountability. Have a mentor or a father in the faith that you look up to, that you open up to thoroughly, so that anytime you have a struggle with something, especially sexual sin, you talk to them. Ask them what you should do. Ask them how you should manage a situation. They are going to help you. You see, when it comes to sexual sin, in the moment of being tempted, the mind may not work properly. But then, if you open up yourself to a mentor or a leader, and you are able to ask them, I see this lady in the church. I think she is, I'm being attracted to her, though I am married, and I feel something can happen. What should I do? See, you may not know. The guidance you are going to receive is what is going to save you. And anytime you feel that you are about to do something wrong, just report yourself quickly. Let them help you. It is better for them to know your weaknesses and talk you out of falling than for you to pretend as a superhero and have a lot of dents in your cupboard. The day the devil will bring your sex tape out, your ministry is going down flat if God doesn't help you. Do you get it? Now, we are going to go into the part 2. This is just the part 1. The part 2 is about ministers of God who have already fallen. And as you are listening or watching this video, you may be involved in an illicit sexual behavior with a member or somebody close to you, and you are not married to them, and you keep doing it, and even some have been trying to come out but they are failing. What should you do in such a case? God bless you. I'll see you in the next video. Have a glorious time. Shalom.